Alright guys, so this video is going to be to show you how to shoot with any camera. Not everybody can afford a DSLR or have multiple cameras available for shooting. So this is more or less just to let you know and give you a bit of motivation that you can shoot with any camera. Even now, I've got two DSLRs. I shoot with a 5D Mark II and the Canon 550D for video. And I've also got a camcorder which I do extra shots on. But the main ones that I go to, because when you're out and about and you see a certain shot that you want to get into your B-roll, which you can use later on, you have your mobile phone with you. I've upgraded my phone. I've actually got a Samsung A3 I had, and I upgraded to an Honor phone. And the Honor is meant to be better. It's got two cameras in the back. But because I upgraded, the Samsung's kind of redundant now, so it's not really used much. So rather than sell it or put it on eBay or something like that, where you get not much money for a second-hand phone these days, you're better off using it as a camera. So you'll see in these kind of clips that I've got a selection of shots that I've taken with the Samsung phone. I've done some in the car because they're easy just to mount anywhere. I've not really had an action camera. I used to use quite a few drift cameras, so the Drift HD and Drift Ghost for motorcycle shoots, so on multi-cam on helmets and on the bikes themselves. Those are quite good, but I've got rid of those when I stopped doing the motorcycle shoots. So that was, and they were fairly expensive cameras. I mean, you're looking at £200 per camera, and I used to have three of them, I think, or four. So we got rid of those, and then now that I just do a random shot here and there, mainly for this kind of YouTube audience, it doesn't really need to be really high quality. As long as you get 1080p and people can see what's going on, then it's fairly good. So that's one thing you can do, use old cameras for and old phones. I'll show you a few options now, because you can just use the phone handheld to record. You can use it on top-down shots. So I did a little tripod wooden modification where you can stick the phone into it, and it gets reasonable results. I mean, if you were to look at the footage, you wouldn't think it came from a mobile phone. So what you can do is adapt what you've got. So the DSLRs do really good video, and especially for this kind of shoot, I do the DSLR because I want to get the background blurred out and make it look a bit more interesting. But any of the additional shots I do, I use my mobile phone. You can get all sorts of cheap mounts as well. So I've got this C-type stabilizer where I can clip the phone into. That reduces some of the stabilization issues, and you get still reasonable shots with that. So that's something to think about. And if you have a mobile phone, what you can do is it has memory card slots. So obviously you can just stick a cheap micro SD card in there, and that's increasing your usage you can do with it. And if you're in the car or you're out and about, you can use a battery bank to charge it up again as well. It's light and portable, so you can take it anywhere with you. And yeah, it's more or less just saying use what you've got and make content. Because what some people will do is wait and try and get the best kit and then start making content. But you can make do with quite a few basic kind of things. A few lights are essential. So rather than spend money on a DSLR, get two lights, preferably LED panels because they're light, and you could use a battery powered as well. And you can get plenty of those quite cheap. I did an unboxing of the Youngnuo lights, and I'll put a card up somewhere you can see that. But it's something to think about. So if you spend like 200 or 300 quid on a DSLR, second hand, of course, like an older model, because my 550D Canon is still going strong, and they're going for about that on eBay now, about £300 maximum for a good one. So if you use the two lights, use your mobile phone and get reasonable shots. And if you're new to it, especially, you can just use your own mobile phone you've got, and you'll see as you learn and get better, you'll find the limitations of your phone. And it's not to say you should shoot with the phone all the time, but once you find your limitations with the mobile phone, you'll be like, actually, wait a minute, I can't get these types of shots, or it doesn't look as good in dark shots, or getting as much background blur, for example. So then you'll see a need for an upgrade, and then you can get a different camera. But then it's no point in getting a really good camera and then not really knowing all the facilities. Whereas if you start from the bottom and work up, you'll know why you upgraded and why you need a better camera. A lot of stuff on YouTube, I mean, a lot of stuff goes really viral, which has been recorded on mobile phones, so it doesn't have to be really amazing quality. And you can get and make really good shots with basic phones these days, which actually record quite well. Got an action camera recently, quite cheap, and tested that out, and that was actually worse than the mobile phone footage. So why get a dedicated camera when you can use your mobile phone? But then again, action cameras have a case. You can use that for different types of shots that you don't want to use your phone in case it gets damaged. And that's also kind of reasonable because there's loads of action cameras on eBay that go as well for that kind of shoot. So the main kind of points I would say is use the mobile phone you've got at the moment. If you're looking to upgrade, get an action camera. That will increase the amount of shots you can take, especially if you're doing vlog type shoots, because if you want to include kind of you're going to the shop or you're riding a bike or you're going to, I don't know, a park or something and testing out some new kit, then the action camera will come into its own because you can knock that about and not worry about it. And then the shots in between where you're speaking, you can get one of your friends or a tripod to hold the mobile phone steady while you take those shots. So that's kind of giving you enough options there. And then when you learn to increase your quality, then you can go into another camera. Even camcorders these days do reasonably well. Some of the older camcorders, you can just point and shoot. You don't have to worry about focusing or stabilization because it has inbuilt stabilization. I've got an old camera that I use, a Panasonic. Let me show you. There, so that's just a Panasonic camcorder there. You're over there. Yeah, so again, you can just flip the screen around. Reasonably cheap compared to DSLRs. Not many people use them. You can get loads of interchangeable batteries for them, so you can just change the batteries when you need to. And it's a 3-MOS sensor. It records at 1080p full HD. Full HD, and I'm showing in shot there. So there's like a few options there just to kind of let you know what's available in terms of shooting for YouTube.